today. The improved package has arrived. We're having it fitted in time for FP1. Have a look at the factory report.
Hello everyone, Pinder Productions here, and today we start with an upgrade to the car, and as you can see it is an engine upgrade, I believe is the purple one. We are at Hungary this time for round 11 of this championship season in the Haas team. So we will go to practice and I will update you on the performances we did in each of the practice sessions for this race, and here they are. We have purple and green, a mix of the two. Really, the qualifying pace and fuel saving wasn't that great, but here are the resource points that we got after the practice sessions that I took part in. So not too bad, a total of 621. Let's go to the laptop and see if we need to add any new parts before we go to qualifying. So we do have a couple of yellow components. I might replace them, to be honest, just so that we are in the clear in regards to engine wear for at least those two components. So I'll replace that one, and I think I'll replace yeah, I'll replace that one. That green one's okay for now, but I'll replace this yellow one, I think. I'm not sure. No, I won't. I can't remember what I did, to be honest, but here for the gearbox we will replace this, I think, just in case we do have any issues, and that will incur us a grid penalty. So let's go super soft compound tires. Let's see where we can qualify on the grid as we go down towards turn 1, braking for the first hairpin corner. There's quite a few hairpin corners in Hungary, not Hockenheim, wrong place. Don't even have Hockenheim on this year's calendar. But we are in P5 as we go round turn 3 and come towards turn 4. Now in the final two corners we are in P10, so hopefully we'll be able to hold this, which will get us within the points to start the race, although we will have that grid penalty, so we'll have to wait and see where we do start after the penalties. But we are P10 for the start of the Hungarian Grand Prix. In qualifying anyway, at least. Not sure where we will actually start. We'll have to wait until the start of the race. But we have 706 resource points. Where are we in the rivalry? Beating Hulkenberg, so that's nice to see. And the team standing is going up there, so very good to see. And sadly, we can't do any upgrades to the car, so let's go to the race.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Kimi Raikkonen's perfect lap yesterday sees him start from pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Hamilton, Daniel Ricciardo and Verstappen.
Here is my race strategy, starting on the super softs and then moving on to the softs partway through the race. I'm going to put on some extra fuel, and here we go to 5 red lights, starting P15 after our grid penalty, and away we go, getting a fairly decent start. I'm going to try and overtake Stroll off the line here if I can. He is on the right hand side going up the inside. I'm going to go around the outside, almost having a collision with Sainz. I think I just about avoided knocking off my front wing and going up his gearbox, and Magnussen has moved up a position up the insider, but I'm going to try and take that back on the inside of turn 3, and it looks like I am able to do this to return to P15 in the opening stages of this Hungarian Grand Prix. And we can see Sainz and Stroll battling it out up the hill. I'm going to hang back a little bit just in case they do something like that, and that wouldn't have gone well if we had gone 3 wide. And I'm going to try and go around the outside of Sainz, but no, there isn't quite enough room, and Magnussen goes back up my inside, so I'm going to have to try and brake late, but no, that's not going to work, and I'm back down into P16 at the moment in this race, sadly following behind Magnussen, my teammate in this race. Or is it P15? No, I think it is 16. Yeah, that looks like it's a 15. Sorry, it's difficult to tell with this low resolution preview window. I can't even read the text in the bottom right, and can hardly read whether that says Magnussen or not, but I do know that it is Magnussen because I can tell from the colour of the car and just that it's a long name. But anyway, that's not really the point. The point is that we are down in 16, so we have lost 1 position so far this race, and the target, I believe that says P14 or 12. I'm not sure which it is. Again, the resolution's too low, but we're going to do a dive bomb move up the inside of our teammate Kevin Magnussen, and we're going to move back up into P15 up the inside, hopefully, and hopefully we will be able to defend this position into turn 3 here as we go, braking late, going a little bit wide, but not so wide that he's going to have enough room to squeeze up the inside, and we have kept P15 in this race so far, and we're going to be looking towards overtaking Sainz at some stage later on in this race. And now we are coming towards the end of lap 3, following Sainz and Stroll very closely, and we will get DRS hopefully going through this DRS detection. It does look like we're close enough, and we will get DRS on the next 2 DRS straights. So here we go, opening the DRS, and it looks like Sainz and Stroll are both pulling away a little bit. I'm going to have to try and do a really late braking move. Magnussen is too far behind to gain on me, and they both lock up, it looks like, or at least Stroll does. Yes, Stroll was locking up, so Sainz follows him through, and I overtake Sainz on the faster tyre, and I get DRS once again to try and get away from him, and I go deep into turn 3, and that's going to allow Sainz to come back at me, but no, he doesn't go up the inside, luckily with my late braking move, and we have kept P13 in this race. We've moved up 2 positions in about 1 corner, which is very nice to see. Good progression up through the field on lap 4 here. And now on the end of lap 6 we are following Esteban Ocon in the Force India up the hill, and he is following Jolyon Palmer in the Renault in P11, so hopefully we will be able to get to the team's target of being P12 in this race, and we are getting DRS, and we're going up into 8th gear now. Hopefully we can do another late braking move like the one we did to Sainz and Stroll, and there we go, moving up into P12 in this race, battling with Ocon there. I'm going to get DRS once again, and I believe Ocon will probably get DRS as well from when he was following Palmer, but no, he is not able to overtake as I go wide. Is he going to try and overtake? It looks like he's very close in the rear view mirror into turn 4, and we are able to get a good exit out of there, going a little bit wide, but we have defended from Ocon thus far. Hopefully we can defend through the next section of corners to keep him behind us in this race, because he is really going to try and stick with us, it looks like, from the proximity arrow, braking for this chicane at the bottom of the hill. It looks like he's getting even closer through that braking zone, and the aero is not very good on this Haas car. I believe it's the worst in the ranking for aero, so hopefully we'll be able to keep him behind in this very aero dependent section of corners through the mid sector and going into the final sector for the final 2 corners of the lap. So braking now, are we going to get close enough to Palmer for DRS? That could be a aid to us in defending from Esteban Ocon in the race, because he is very close behind us, as well as whoever is behind him. I can see a proximity arrow for them going up that corner, but we are going to go into the pits on lap 7 about halfway through the race and let Ocon go past, so hopefully we can avoid getting a penalty. And it looks like we have avoided getting a penalty, only just entering the pit lane there. So we are going to have to go into the pits and hold the clutch in to then release it on the exit after the team change us onto the soft compound tyres to continue the race. And it's not a bad stop in fairness to the team. And we exit now, releasing the pit limiter, and off we go. We are out in P19. It looks like, am I going to be able to make a move on the Sauber of what looks like Verline ahead? We are going to get DRS now, strangely enough. I guess that's from when we were following Palmer earlier in P12, I think we were in then. So we are quite low down in the field. However, hopefully other cars are yet to pit, and we will hopefully move up a few positions at least to be within the team's target. If we can get in the points, that'd be very nice, and we are going to definitely gain on Verline at some stage soon in this race. Nobody close behind, so that is good to see. And just around the corner, it looks like a Ferrari is having trouble. Sebastian Vettel once again. That makes me go up 2 positions just before the yellow flags come into play, and I'm up into P17 ahead of Verline and Sebastian Vettel, who looks like he is out of the race. My teammate is in the pit, so hopefully we can make some positions up in this stage of pit stops, because cars are going in. Hopefully we'll be quick enough, and it looks like no overtaking. Virtual safety car, so that's going to help any cars who have just gone into the pits, and it's going to hurt my progress to overtake them in the pit stop window, keeping to the slower delta time. Am I going to be able to overtake a few cars? It looks like there's some cars coming out now, and it looks like I'm coming out in line with a Force India of Ocon, and I'm ahead of Ocon, so that's good to see, and behind Nico Hülkenberg out in P14. It looks like I have lost a position or 2 to maybe Hülkenberg. and maybe the car in front of him, I'm not sure, being out in P14. So I guess I've lost 2 positions so far, unless anybody else still needs to pit, and it's all because of that Ferrari Sebastian Vettel going slowly and the virtual safety car because of his retirement. Luckily though, it wasn't long until the virtual safety car had ended and DRS was re-enabled, so I could return to racing speed. And coming up the final corner of lap 9 in this race, so halfway through the race, just over, coming behind Ricciardo, we're going to get DRS. So it looks like Ricciardo, another top car in the top 3, having issues. He also has DRS, and we're going to do a late braking move to try and get up towards Nico Hülkenberg, which I am able to do, and get up into P13, so 1 position away from the team's target of P12 in this race. And braking now to 3rd corner of the lap, and behind Hülkenberg, getting quite close. Ricciardo is quite close to me. Hopefully I will be able to make a move on Hülkenberg within the next few laps, but it doesn't look like anybody needs to pit at this stage of the race. Now at the end of lap 10 we come around the final 2 corners to see what we can do on the next DRS straight, if we will get DRS or not, as well. It doesn't look like we are going to get DRS, so it's just going to be a matter of horsepower and whether I can get close enough in the slipstream or do a late enough braking move. It looks like it's going to be from a long way back, sort of a Ricciardo move. Is Ricciardo going to make a move? No, he's not. He is close, but not quite close enough to make a move, and I'm not quite close enough to Hülkenberg yet, although I have gone up into P11, so some cars were in the pits it seems, and I'm now within the team's target of P12, so very nice to see that. And it looks like if I can overtake Hülkenberg, who is being slowed up behind a McLaren of Stoffel van Dorn ahead, then it will be like I'll be in the points, hopefully. So we are going to be running along behind them. Hopefully we'll be able to follow. Am I going to be able to overtake into the chicane? No, not quite. Sebastian Vettel sets the fastest lap of the race. It looks like he's been able to recover from whatever issues he had earlier in the race at this very corner now that we are going through. But that is not the point of what we are trying to do as we go wide on that corner, and allows Ricciardo to gain on us, going up to 2 proximity arrows, braking late though, or braking firmly, let's say, not really braking late, to try and make up time on Hülkenberg for going wide, and then hopefully we'll get there as Van Dorn goes in the pits. I'm struggling to sort of compensate all this information I'm going through, but it's not that much, to be fair. And we do get DRS though on Hülkenberg, so will we be able to overtake him into this first corner? We are in P10, so we now have points in the race. We have made up 5 positions, and we get DRS once again. Ricciardo is still behind us, although not as close as he once was. We go into the 3rd corner, and I've dive bombed Hülkenberg up the inside, and we are now in P9, so we will be getting 2 points from this race after receiving a gearbox penalty for taking a gearbox too soon. We are now in P9 of the race, so very good to see, and we are ahead of Nico Hülkenberg. And on the start of lap 16 it gets even better, as there is a car in the pits, it seems, or some yellow flags going on, which puts me up into P8 out of 18 in the race, which is very nice to see. There we go, there's a car on the side of the track who is out of the race. Sad for them, but good for me, going up a position, and we are going to be well in the points if we can hold this position from Hülkenberg, who is very close in the final couple of laps. And it's not going to help if I do go wide, and hopefully we can defend through this corner. It's not really an overtaking opportunity, but it is good to defend from the close behind Nico Hülkenberg. And now we go round the final corner, having successfully defended our position. Not much action happened really after that, but Valtteri Bottas was the race winner, and we crossed the line in P8 in this race, which is a very good position considering we started P15, so we do get points in the end despite the penalty we got at the start for our gearbox.
So another fantastic victory for the Silver Arrows. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
And here are our podium drivers today after that excellent race. They've excelled here, as they so often do, and it's a well-deserved victory. Mercedes, then, are on top today. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship.
So as you can see, the top three were Bottas, Raikkonen, Hamilton, Verstappen, Perez, Kvyat, Massa, me, then Hülkenberg, Ricciardo, Magnussen, Sainz, Stroll, and we are going to go further down. Alonso, Vettel, Van Dorn, Ericsson, Palmer, Verline and Ocon down in last place, sadly for him. And there you can see the state of the drivers, both Hamilton and Bottas moving ahead of Vettel, as well as Kvyat and Hülkenberg moving ahead of Palmer, Magnussen and Stroll. There you can see Toro Rosso have moved ahead of Renault in the Constructors as well. So a lot of moving around this race, and here are the resource points we have after the Hungarian Grand Prix. So not quite enough still to make any major upgrades to the aero, but still a step in the right direction to making those upgrades, hopefully in the next episode, which will be Spa, which will be a very nice thing because I like the race at Spa. And we got some more purple for the standings of how good we are, so that's very good to see, as well as career score. I forgot about career score because you only get that after the end of every race, and the core competency progress. Or contract event.
Hey, you'll like this. I just got out of a meeting with the boss and, well, congratulations. You've done a great job. Here.
I thought contract events were supposed to happen in their office, but okay, sure, fair enough. Team promotion, oh, that's probably why it's positive, but still I thought that's the whole point of her office, because that's where the promotions happen. Anyway, we've been promoted to the #1 drivers, so we'll get extra bonus points. I think I can't really read what that says. Hopefully you got a chance to read what that says. But anyway, thank you for watching. I do hope you enjoyed it. There you can see the driver rating and the R&D tree. Sadly, we don't have enough to make any upgrades to the car, but I will hopefully see you in the next video. Bye.